Oh, yeah. No, Sean, I mean, I think you're talking about this bill, right?
Wow.
This is 1,700 pages of garbage, hot flaming garbage. And we just got this text today. And this itself is the text. This is the budget report that goes along with it that you have to read, because it spends so much money in this bill that you actually have to have a separate 1,400-page bill accompanying it to explain all of the taxpayer money being spent in this. This is exactly why every single member needs to read the bill, because there is just pile after pile of garbage tucked into this. Everything from $200 million going to a park in Nancy Pelosi's district to $80 billion with a B going to weaponize the IRS, doubling the number of agents to spy on everyday Americans' bank accounts. We have $7.8 billion with a B going to create the Civilian Climate Corps, which is literally, when you read the bill, it says that this is not a group of people that get hired to go clean up rivers and lakes and pick up trash on the side of the highway. These people are literally marketing teams that are designed to create propaganda to sell the American people on the remaining $92 trillion that it's going to take to enact the Green New Deal. So it is quite literally a propaganda group being constructed to sell the American people on the Green New Deal to the tune of $7.8 billion.
So all that being said, I literally think that every member should go to the floor and when the Democrats are speaking, whether it's the rule or actually the bill, just say point of parliamentary procedure. Did you read it? That's it, plain and simple. I don't even think we have to debate. I think you're absolutely right, because you know more than they do right now. I guarantee you just said more. Democrats, if they're watching the show, just learned from you what's in their own bill.
Oh, absolutely. Because the text just came out at 2 p.m. So as quickly as we could print it, we got it printed.
Wow.
And so this is the first time that we've had a look at it. The Democrats have violated their own rules established in January of this year through the package that is introduced at the beginning of every new Congress. There is no way that they know what they're voting on. This is politics, pure and simple. All they have is a framework that was given by the White House this morning at 9 a.m. This is total garbage. And the fact that we are dealing with a piece of legislation that will fundamentally change America as we know it, and they won't even allow us to read the bill, that tells you everything you need to know about it.
Nancy Pelosi wanted to vote on it potentially by tonight before the president touched down over in Europe. Congresswoman, it's unbelievable to hear this, and it's especially unbelievable to see what you've been handed, expect to vote on it so quickly. I do want to ask you about this because progressives need to be on board. They say they're not right now for this bill. Obama actually came out today trying to make a play to progressives to get them to vote on this, saying it's not that bad if you don't get everything you want. Essentially, you should vote on it no matter what. But I want to ask you this. Do Republicans have an opportunity here to shame progressives for caving on some of the things that they said they would not vote if they weren't in there? We think Sean mentioned at the top, paid family leave, climate change, so many others. Is there an opportunity to flip the tables here on them?
Oh, absolutely. This is no longer a gentleman's boxing match. What we're dealing with is a street fight, and we need to be in there throwing elbows, kicking, screaming, biting, doing all the things that the Democrats have been doing to us for years. And so 100%, we're going to be exposing the hypocrisy of the left. This is Bernie Sanders' lifelong work. If he doesn't get all these things that he's been working his entire career for, 30 plus years, that's the free education, the free college tuition, that is the child pre-K coverage, all that stuff. Plus, let's not forget that there's amnesty in this bill. Amnesty for millions of illegals in our country and those coming to our country currently in a caravan. This is an opportunity for Republicans to flip the script and put the pressure on them that they are once again going to get the short end of the stick. We have an opportunity to divide and conquer, and that's exactly what we're doing right now.
Amen. Preach. You used this word transform just a moment ago. The president kept talking about this earlier today. Take a listen to how he phrased it.
Today, with my Democratic colleagues, we have a framework for my Build Back Better initiative. And here's how it will fundamentally change the lives of millions of people for the better.
He keeps talking about the word transformed. As I said, it's gone from build back better to scaled back worse. I don't know anybody. I was obviously watching the election closely. You were on the ballot. When did we start talking about transforming the country? I love America. I want it to stay the same. The idea that we're now transforming it, that's not, I don't even think Democrats bought in on this.
No, exactly. Not once was that ever heard on the campaign trail. In fact, the last time we heard that phrase was the first term of Obama, when he said we will fundamentally transform America. And look at what we got. We got record inflation, record spending. We had more government interference and red tape and bureaucracy than we'd ever seen before under the Obama administration. And let us not forget one of their signature pieces of legislation, the so-called Affordable Care Act, which Nancy Pelosi famously said, we have to pass it to see what's in it. This is all kind of seeming a little bit like deja vu. Now we're getting a bill that no one has time to read, so we have to pass it to really see what's in it. The framework just came out from the White House at 9 a.m. today. Give me a break. They are trying to turn this country into a socialist utopia. And I'll be damned if Republicans stand on the sidelines. We have an opportunity to pit the progressives and the moderates against each other. Republicans do not need to help them one iota in giving them a single vote. It's time for them on the left to duke it out and really decide what party the Democrats want to be. Do they want to go and be the socialist Democrats, or do they want to be for the working class as they claim to be?
You do have an opportunity here. So are there any stall tactics from the Republican side? If so, are you guys going to utilize them?
Absolutely. Actually, as we sit here right now, Representative Kevin Brady from Texas, who is the ranking member of Ways and Means, he is in the Rules Committee along with all the ranking members for the respective committees. They are employing as many tactics as they can procedurally to stall and delay this. We know that tonight there will not be a vote. That Rules Committee will go on for hours, and we're hoping it continues to go on for hours. We also know that Nancy Pelosi is going to have a really tough road to get the votes, and we know that she won't bring it to the floor unless she feels somewhat confident. If at any moment, though, and this is a parliamentary in the weeds tactic, if at any moment she feels like there's not going to be the votes, she herself could vote against her own bill and then create a motion to recommit, which would then pull it back for consideration and save it and put it on life support. She will not let this bill fail. So we may see all kinds of bizarre tactics on the House floor here in the next 48, 72 hours. But at this point, we don't even know when we're going to be voting on the bill. So in the meantime, my team and I, we're going to keep reading and finding out exactly what garbage they have tucked into this. This is really a nightmare on Elm Street, or a nightmare at the United States Capitol leading up to Halloween. And Americans should be irate, and they should be calling their member of Congress and their senators demanding no on this bill.